Board. I'm going to try to make this one very quick. As far as the CEO report is concerned, we had an outstanding visit from our pro bono partners, Innovare. Remember, this is the organization that is using sophisticated technology in order to do microanalysis of our academic data, along with a number of executive management diagnostics, analysis, and recommendations. And what we're doing is essentially doing two things at once. We're doing a complete analysis of our organizational strategies and getting them even more micro-targeted. And we're doing that with a very sophisticated way of analyzing our academic data to do the things that we've always hoped that we could do, which was micro-analyze data. And what I mean by that is simply saying, instead of looking at sixth grade and being like, okay, this is how well we did on the STAR exam last year, these are the results we'd like next year, we're able to now get into student by student, see exactly what level they accomplished, not just on STAR, but on NWAE MAP, which is our nationally normed exam, and create what is really just a sophisticated plan to provide targeted support to each and every student so that we can personalize the experience and assist them, which is only going to help us with our scores and help us provide the level of service that we want with students. We took a very large step in January to create more micro-targeted goals. We'll be able to share those in much greater detail during our March meeting because we're still working out a few of those kinks. And Innovare will also be providing a comprehensive presentation during the March meeting. So just know that we are working very diligently to consistently not just move forward, but deeply improve how we're servicing students, how we're analyzing data, doing so in a very sophisticated way, and hoping to structure it in a way in which we can easily replicate that to new schools. If you have any questions, we can answer during the board meeting. As far as grants are concerned, we have two major grants that are due at the very beginning of February, the very end of January. The famous Cardwell Collaborative Grant that only has this window open for a month is open. So I'm going to diligently get that done, and I'll have it completed by the end of the month. The Charter School Growth Fund, which we've discussed at length for several years, this is the year to apply. I'm actually applying to that as we speak. It's something that I want to get accomplished by the end of the week. It's pretty comprehensive. They need an immense amount of data, so I'm getting support from Emily. I'm getting support from Innovare. The academic team is on it. It's something that we're all working on. Our hope is to have that submitted, start developing a relationship with them, see if we can garner what is called the Emerging CMO Fund. So they have two major funds. One is a multi-million dollar fund for replicating schools, which I'd eventually like to segue into. But the first fund, the Emerging CMO Fund, is specifically designed for schools like ours. It's really a fund that says there are very, very few minority leaders in the country. This fund is specifically targeted at minority leaders because Andrew and I are of really a handful of Latino leaders in the entire country. This fund specifically applies to us, and it's a great way to build the relationship, get some initial funding, anywhere from about $250,000 to $1 million in funding in order to get our current facility and start getting a new facility, the kind of seed funding for a new facility rolling. That's what this fund is all about. But what it really does is help establish a relationship with them in order to seek further funding in the future. The roof, the magical roof. You'll see a scope and cost projection that you can access from the drive. And ultimately, F&P, which is our roofing company that we're going with, is doing just incredible work at working with the insurance company, trying to get as much detail into it as possible. As you can see, this is the detail the insurance companies come up with. F&P's is substantially more detailed, and they're going to bat for us to garner more funding. We got to be honest, the insurance company is going to bat for us to garner more funding because they really think what we're doing is exceptional at the school. So we can answer more questions there, but because of the major back and forth between the insurance company and F&P, we're still sorting out those details. The good news is we signed an initial check, I think, for maybe about $99,000 to get things moving. F&P is on it. We're going to start getting some of those major repairs that need to get done, but we're talking about a completely brand new roof, paint, and just a complete rehaul. And what Brother Nick has been waiting on is that repair so that we can paint the whole building. So the minute that the roof is completed, Brother Nick will pull the trigger. We'll have a brand new paint job for the entire building. And I hope to see these things completed by spring break, by March. Of course, happy to answer any other questions about that during the board meeting. And then the final thing is just a final draft of the advertisement we're going to put into El Paso Inc. that we'll share with you all so that you can take a look and approve. That's it for this board meeting. I hope you guys had a very happy new year. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And apologies for getting this into you all so late with the new year and with some personal circumstances. I hope you all understand. Bye-bye.